Formula One is getting more and more demanding every year, and beneath the surface of glamour and adrenaline that F1 offers lies a growing unrest. "I could walk away from this sport," declares a world champion. Who could it be? Hamilton, Verstappen, or Alonso? The answer might surprise you. The Formula One calendar has been expanding relentlessly, with more races packed into a year than ever before. From the shimmering lights of Singapore to the historic curves of Monza, the spectacle grows. But at what cost? The 2023 season saw drivers circling the globe for nearly 10 months, a grueling test of endurance for both man, machine, and the entire team. And now, with a 24-race schedule on the horizon, including dreaded triple headers, the term off-season feels like a luxury of the past. But let's pause and ask ourselves, why so many races? The answer is as complex as the sport itself. The surge in races is driven by a hunger for expanding global audiences and lucrative deals, pushing the limits of physical and logistical feasibility. Yet, one can't help but wonder if this relentless pursuit of growth is overshadowing the essence of the sport. The choice of circuits is another complex situation. Traditional tracks, revered for their history and technical challenges, are increasingly losing out to street circuits in exotic places. While street races add a layer of unpredictability and spectacle, many drivers express concerns over safety and the quality of racing. The romanticized image of racing through city streets doesn't always translate to better competition or viewer experience. And let's not forget the logistical nightmares these new venues often present, with teams and crews scrambling across continents in a relentless chase. Next to that, the geographical sequencing of races seems to defy logic at times, adding to the physical toll on teams. Imagine the sheer exhaustion of jetting off from a high-octane race in Las Vegas to a demanding circuit in Abu Dhabi within days. The stress isn't just on the drivers, but extends to every engineer, mechanic, and staff member who makes the race possible. At the heart of these changes is an ongoing tug-of-war between business interests and sporting integrity. Formula One, under the leadership of Liberty Media, has indeed reached new heights of global popularity. But as the sport ventures into new markets and embraces entertainment-centric formats, many purists fear that the core of F1 is being diluted. The pursuit of broader appeal and higher revenues is a natural trajectory for any growing sport. However, when the spectacle overshadows the sport, when the relentless demands of a packed calendar risk burning out its stars, one must stop and question, is the race for growth worth the cost? And as the engines cooled from the last thrilling race, one of the grid's world champions looks at the future with a mix of determination and concern. "It's a marathon that never ends," sighs one seasoned winner, a driver that has just rejuvenated his entire career. Fernando Alonso, in the form of his life again, voices the collective unease. "It's been a very demanding season 2023 with only 22 races with 2 cancellations. Next year with the proper 24-round calendar we have to see how it feels. I saw that it's a triple header. I don't know why. I thought that Vegas was alone next year. It's 3 races together. These kinds of things will drain my battery, not driving." Alonso, at 42, with a career glittering with triumphs, hints at retirement, not out of lost love for racing, but due to the relentless grind the sport demands. Imagine the weight of such a decision, coming from a man who lives and breathes racing. But luckily for us, that moment is not there, but could be anytime soon. But for now, Alonso seems to enjoy the racing more than ever. To be competitive, to feel the speed again, and to arrive to the weekend again knowing that you need to do everything perfect because there is a podium possibility or a race win possibility, that really gives you a very different approach and a very different love for the things you do and dedications. I said many times, even before 2018, the day that I will stop racing is not because I feel not motivated for driving or I feel slow. If I feel slow one day, I think it will be noticeable and think I will not be happy with my performance, and I will be the first one to raise my hand and say, this is time to stop. But I don't think that time will arrive. Honestly, in terms of feeling slow because I have extreme self-confidence in my performance, it could be that with the calendar and with the demanding schedule that one day I will feel it's time. Because there are other things in life. But it's not just about the number of races. It's the intensity, the constant travel, the pressure to perform at the zenith every other weekend. Max Verstappen, the man who has dominated recent seasons, contemplates a future within the sport's demanding confines. "I'm worried about the sport I have always enjoyed," he admits. His concerns send a sign that the journey for constant excitement and engagement with fans might be pushing the drivers to their brink. The gas will probably be gone, but our sport is already becoming greener and more sustainable. Only one thing is certain: Max Verstappen will no longer be there. It makes us wonder, what drives a champion? The thrill of victory, the pursuit of excellence, or the sheer love of driving at the edge? Now, imagine balancing that with a schedule that leaves little room for recovery, reflection, or personal life. The relentless pace is more than a physical challenge. It's a mental and emotional siege, testing the limits of even the most resilient souls. But it isn't just the rising demands for the drivers that makes them contemplate retiring from that sport that they all love. As in recent years, the rules, or better said, the bending of the rules, has cost a toll on certain drivers, and especially one we all know. Lewis Hamilton, the man that needs no introduction, provides a reflection on his career's most turbulent moment, caused by rules being bent at the last lap of the entire season. The aftermath of the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix left him contemplating immediate retirement. "There was so much going through my mind," he reveals, shedding light on the emotional rollercoaster drivers endure. "But I think one of the worst things you can do is make decisions based on emotions, because when you are emotional and in the heat of that moment, more often than not, you're not going to make the best decisions." Emotions were high. It was a really difficult period of time, so I had to just wait until things calmed down, and that I was clear in my thought, and I was able to then make the right decisions. His decision to continue, driven by that period of reflection and the love of racing, underscores the internal battles the drivers face. It's a testament to their dedication, but also a stark reminder of the pressures lurking beneath the podium's shine. Is the spectacle of modern Formula One sustainable, or are we racing towards an inevitable burnout? The answers aren't straightforward, and perhaps that's the point. The sport, much like its drivers, is at a crossroads, balancing between tradition and innovation, between human limits and technological innovations, but also between money and health. The sport, known for its relentless pursuit of excellence, now faces a critical question. How does it evolve without losing its essence? The drivers are more than athletes. They are the beating heart of Formula One, each with a story, a dream, and a limit. A limit that Liberty Media seems to be stretching out year after year. Fernando Alonso, Max Verstappen, and Lewis Hamilton each brings a unique perspective to the table, but their message converges on a singular point: balance. Alonso, with his illustrious career and undying spirit, warns of the physical and mental toll of an overstretched calendar. Verstappen, the man entering his 10th season, contemplates a future where his passion could be overshadowed by the grind of the sport. Hamilton, however, talks about the emotional journey and the decisions that nearly led him away from his life's calling, all because of mismanagement and controversial decisions, made possible by numerous changes at the top of F1. These are a call to remember that at the center of every race, every lap, every thrilling moment is a human being pushing the limits of possibility. But right now, they are being pushed to their limits. And this could cost Formula One a lot in the near future. Could it survive losing 3 of its most popular drivers at once? As we look into the future, the path forward needs to be one of sustainability and sensibility. The sport must adapt, innovate, and grow, but not at the expense of those who make it what it is. The calendar should be challenging yet considerate, exciting yet sustainable. The circuits should be diverse, reflecting the global nature of the sport while respecting its rich history and the safety of its participants. Formula One has always been a spectacle of cutting-edge technology and human talent. It's a sport where stories of heroism, perseverance, and innovation are written every race weekend. But as it speeds into the future, it must also steer with wisdom, ensuring that the legacy it builds is one of honor, respect, and humanity, and not one of greed, favoritism, and controversies, which it seems to look like in recent years. What are your thoughts on the possible retirements of 3 of the most loved drivers on the grid? Could you really see Verstappen retire early on? Or could you see Alonso or Hamilton leave the sport right before they could be able to rewrite history again? All because of greed from the owners and management of F1. Let us know your take on the situation in the comments down below. We're curious to see if you think 24 races are too much, and if you think F1 is getting too greedy with the introduction of new street races almost every year. Street races that are more focused on being a weekend of entertainment instead of a weekend of racing.